Hi everyone. Today I want to talk about how your energy affects other people. So the first thing you need to know is that you are much more powerful than you probably know, and most people are not aware of how powerful they are energetically and how much they affect the world energetically. So as a metaphor, imagine the sun shining out all its rays in all different directions and touching everything that it can reach. You also, every person, shines out an energetic signal which touches everything that you can perceive. And by perceive, I mean everything you're connected with energetically, whether they're in the room with you or not. So, for example, you go into the office, your energy is going to reach out and touch everybody in the office, also all the plants in the office, all the objects in the office, anything else that is going on in the office is going to be affected by your energy. But also, anything that you perceive and are connected with is also going to feel your energy, meaning you have an uncle or aunt somewhere on the other side of the world, they also can feel your energy. I don't mean consciously they're aware of your energy. They may or may not be, but they are emotionally touched by your energy as it reaches out to everything that you perceive. So this doesn't mean you are forcing your energy on anything. It's a lot like the sun's rays. If you wanted to not be affected by the sun's rays, you could go in a house, you could close the curtains, and it wouldn't affect you the same way, but you would have to actively turn away from that or be focused on something else to do that. That's the same way you affect other people. Your energy shines out there in all directions, and people can be affected by it if they want to. They can also choose to turn away from it if they want to. That's why it's so helpful to be aware of what's going on energetically, because what is coming to you, if you're aware that something is coming to you that you don't want, you can choose to focus away from it. And when things are coming to you energetically you do want, you can choose to tune into that and focus with that and become aligned with that. If that's, for instance, somebody else with a very strong intent who's creating something and you want to go with that, you can choose consciously to go with that. So here is an exercise to help you become more conscious and aware of how you affect other people. And again, there are 3 steps in this exercise. The first one is this exercise is focused on expectations, I should say. Your expectations of other people, and they affect other people very strongly. What you think other people are going to do is an energetic, almost an invitation for them to act a certain way. You're opening up a space for them to act a certain way. You will know this is true if you think about someone that really dislikes you, or if you've ever had an experience with a teacher that thought that you were not going to succeed in something, somebody that expects for you to fail a lot. You know how you feel around that person. And you probably know that you're making more mistakes, fumbling more, doing less of your best work, or showing less of your best self around that person, whether consciously or not. But because of their energy and their expectations of you, they are meeting with a less version of you than you really are. And you know how you feel around somebody that expects that you're going to do really well and believes that you're going to do really well, or believes that you're a wonderful person, you show up for that person in a different way than you do from the person that doesn't expect much around you. So, to understand how your energy affects other people, we're going to look at expectations. And the first part of this exercise is to you can either find somebody that frustrates you, or you can find somebody that you just enjoy being around. And you're going to sit down and you're going to write what you love about this person and what kind of things this person does that you love. So let's say you're starting with a harder example, somebody that frustrates you. Even with somebody that frustrates you, there's going to be things that you like about them occasionally. Let's say that you're working in an office with somebody that frustrates you because they don't do their work on time. There's still going to be things that you like about them. Maybe they get to the office on time. Maybe they are good at personal boundaries. Maybe they are good at keeping their office neat, or something that doesn't involve the thing that frustrates you. If you sit down and start writing about the things that they do well and how you appreciate those things in that person, that is going to change the expectation you have about that person, and that person is going to feel it. So sit down for 5 minutes every morning for a week, let's say, and write down what you like about that person. And if you can't find anything that you like about that person, then you're not looking hard enough, because every person is a big galaxy of different characteristics, and there has to be something in there that you like. I recommend you start this exercise with someone easier. It can just be someone that you really appreciate, and start writing down things that you love about that person. That's step number 1. Step number 2 is when you're around them or when you're aware of them, try to focus on those things that they are doing that you appreciate, and try to see those things. In other words, you're then anchoring their behavior in your reality, and focusing on that is a way of focusing your energy on that, and that momentum of what you see is going to build. So when you do that, go back and write then, you're not stretching yourself about what you think you kind of like about that person. You're actually writing about, oh, I went in today and so had done this in the office and it was really great. And you're writing, and I really, really appreciate that about them. You're writing about something you saw that was new. And then the next time you go into the office, notice that again. That is going to build a momentum. And that person is going to, 99% of the time, start showing you behaviors that you have not seen before. So you're creating a momentum where really you think you're changing the other person, but what you're actually changing is your own expectation and your own thoughts and your own reality. And by changing your energy, they are going to show you a different side of themselves that is more aligned with your energy and what you feel about them. Because if you really don't see anything good in someone else, they cannot show you those parts of themselves. So you're changing your energy to see more of the good that you want to see in the world, and at the same time encouraging them to show those sides of themselves to you. So almost all of the time what will happen is you will see more of that in the world. Very occasionally there will be someone that doesn't like that positive appreciation, for some reason they truly cannot connect with that and be in their energy, and that person will move out of your energy because they cannot come up to that vibration. So one or the other will happen, but most of the time it will be the first one. This is a very, very, very powerful and real exercise. I cannot stress that enough, that your thoughts are real energy, your expectations are real energy, your beliefs are real energy, and they have a very powerful effect on the world. And the more you can be aware of that, the better world you can build for yourself and for other people. That is all for this week. If you like this content, please subscribe, like, and comment. I love to hear what you think of these videos. Also, you can subscribe to my newsletter on the same topic every week at consciouscreativelife.com. And there's also information on the site about learning to live a spirit-led law of attraction life, and classes that will begin in October. Thanks all for being here.